Hey Steelers fans, welcome back. Let's jump straight into the latest from the Steelers camp, where the heat of practice isn't the only thing making the intensity rise. Yesterday's session against the Buccaneers gave us a real glimpse into what this team is shaping up to be. There's plenty to like, but also plenty of areas that are still a work in progress. From the moment the team hit the field, the sun was relentless, beating down on everyone, and you could feel the effort and focus dialed up across both sides of the ball. Sure, tempers flared a little here and there, but nothing out of control, nothing that would raise alarms. It was just football, competitive, raw, and honest. Defensively, the picture was mixed. There were moments that showed promise, where the team looked sharp, reacting quickly and playing with energy. But like any camp, some things didn't go exactly as planned. Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers' receiving core found gaps, connecting over the middle, exploiting the sidelines, and testing the Steelers' coverage. It wasn't disastrous, far from it, but there were definitely things to tighten up. You could see the coaches taking mental notes, looking at what worked and what didn't, evaluating every angle to see how they can improve before the season kicks into full gear. Offense, as always, is where the excitement really centers, and there were plenty of takeaways. The passing game continues to be a highlight, consistent and efficient, giving the team an edge even when other areas lag a little behind. Players like DK Metcalf were showing comfort and rhythm, connecting on routes with timing and precision. The energy in those moments was palpable, with the offense clicking in a way that makes you optimistic about the season ahead. Aaron Rodgers, of course, remains the centerpiece, utilizing his arsenal of weapons and continuing to prove why he's one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league. But as strong as the passing game has been, the running game is still finding its footing. Training camp hasn't provided the evidence fans are hoping for just yet, and the recent preseason appearance in Jacksonville didn't change that narrative. Caleb Johnson, a rookie running back, has shown flashes, but he's still navigating the speed and complexity of NFL-level play. Coach Mike Tomlin's message was clear: find comfort, focus on executing, and don't let mistakes weigh you down. Johnson has acknowledged the challenge, talking openly about the learning curve, the need to adjust expectations, and the importance of moving forward after missteps. There's an honesty in his approach, a willingness to grow, that speaks volumes about his potential even if the results haven't fully materialized yet. Watching Johnson in action, it was clear there were moments that didn't meet the standard he or the team aspires to. There were missteps, hesitations, and some misreads in the backfield, compounded by second-string linemen not providing consistent protection. But to judge his trajectory solely on these flashes would be unfair. This is the life of a rookie. Every run, every reception, and every missed assignment is part of a broader developmental arc. Meanwhile, Jaylen Warren continues to shine as the team's leading running back. His consistency, vision, and athleticism are exactly what the Steelers need to anchor the ground game. Kenny Gainwell complements him perfectly, providing versatility and reliability, and the competition between these two has elevated the entire backfield. It's worth emphasizing that the offensive potential isn't just about individual players. It's about cohesion, timing, and trust across every snap. When the team is clicking, the rhythm is undeniable, with Rodgers and his receivers connecting with precision, the offensive line giving space and protection, and the running backs finding the holes they need to exploit. Even in a camp setting, you can sense that chemistry forming, that awareness building, and it's these moments that give fans a glimpse of what the Steelers can accomplish when everyone is in sync. One of the most encouraging aspects of camp has been the attitude and mindset of the younger players. They're eager to learn, resilient under pressure, and unafraid to make mistakes as long as they're improving. Caleb Johnson's journey embodies that mindset, acknowledging errors, adjusting on the fly, and trusting the process. Jaylen Warren's poise, by contrast, shows how much experience and confidence can influence performance, and it's inspiring to see that balance between youth and seasoned skill within the same roster. Beyond individual performances, the team's culture is evident in the way players respond to each other, how they push and challenge one another without crossing the line, and the focus they maintain despite physical and mental fatigue. Practices aren't just drills. They're simulations of real game pressure, testing players' endurance, decision-making, and ability to stay composed under stress. That environment, even under a scorching sun, reveals more than statistics ever could. Watching players adjust routes, read coverages, and execute plays in real time gives a sense of how prepared this team will be when the regular season hits. The quarterback position, of course, is always under the microscope, and Aaron Rodgers' command of the offense continues to impress. He's exploiting matchups, distributing the ball efficiently, and making decisions that elevate the entire offense. The chemistry with his receivers, particularly with the young and emerging talent, is developing in real time, and it's fascinating to see how quickly these connections are forming. The balance of a veteran signal caller with dynamic weapons around him is a recipe for excitement, particularly when you combine it with a commitment to developing rookies who can contribute immediately. Defensive progress is equally interesting. While some coverage breakdowns were evident, the effort, discipline, and adjustment in real time show a unit capable of growth. Every practice provides data for the coaches: what's working, what's not, who's stepping up, who needs more guidance, and the feedback loop is constant. Players are absorbing lessons, correcting mistakes, and pushing each other to maintain intensity from snap to snap. These incremental improvements may not make headlines now, but they're exactly what shape a championship-caliber defense. There's also something to be said about the competitive environment itself. Even in training camp, the intensity is real, the competition tangible, and the players' drive is evident. When you watch them go head-to-head in drills, every yard gained or lost is a microcosm of the larger season ahead. This environment is designed to test patience, skill, and mental toughness. It's the place where rookies are forged, veterans maintain their edge, and the collective identity of the team is reinforced. Special teams, while often overlooked, are part of this story as well. Every snap, every coverage, every block contributes to the broader picture of preparation. It's not just about offense and defense. It's about field position, consistency, and reliability. Players in these roles are demonstrating the discipline and focus that can turn tight games into victories, and the coaches are meticulous in ensuring that every aspect of the team's performance is sharpened. Finally, it's impossible to ignore the broader narrative, the balance between raw talent and polished skill, between young players learning the ropes and veterans guiding the way. The Steelers camp is a living example of this balance, where mistakes are opportunities and successes are stepping stones. The energy on the field reflects more than just athleticism. It reflects resilience, adaptation, and a culture that values growth as much as results. Fans watching this team develop over the next weeks will see flashes of brilliance, moments of challenge, and the emergence of a team that could surprise a lot of people once the season officially kicks off. As the camp progressed, the intensity didn't diminish. In fact, it seemed to build with every snap, every drill, and every interaction on the field. There's a rhythm to these practices that can only be appreciated if you watch closely. The way players move, adjust, and react in real time. The subtle cues they give each other, and the constant push from the coaching staff to refine even the smallest details. For the Steelers, this is about more than conditioning or basic execution. It's about creating a mindset that can handle adversity, capitalize on opportunities, and sustain performance under the pressure of a full NFL season. One of the most compelling stories emerging from camp is the development of the wide receiving core. Beyond the marquee names, there's a depth of talent quietly proving its worth in the drills, taking every rep seriously, and showing flashes of playmaking ability that could be critical down the line. The connection between Aaron Rodgers and the younger receivers is particularly noteworthy. Timing, trust, and anticipation are all being built from the ground up. And while there are still miscommunications and occasional drops, the foundation for a dynamic passing attack is clearly taking shape. Rodgers' experience allows him to guide these players through mistakes without losing confidence, fostering an environment where learning and performance coexist. Meanwhile, the offensive line continues to be both a challenge and an opportunity. The unit's chemistry is improving, but the rotation of rookies and backups means consistency is still a work in progress. Pass protection has moments of brilliance, but there are also lapses that expose vulnerabilities, gaps, missed assignments, and occasional breakdowns against complex blitzes. Coach Mike Tomlin and his staff are intensely focused on these details, using every rep to correct technique, reinforce assignments, and test communication under pressure. What stands out is not just the mistakes themselves, but how quickly the players adjust when corrected, demonstrating a willingness to learn and a recognition of the high standards expected at this level. The running back situation remains a fascinating storyline. Caleb Johnson's growth is measurable. Every rep brings increased awareness, quicker reads, and a stronger understanding of the offensive scheme. Yet, the inconsistency remains, as moments of hesitation or missteps occasionally disrupt the rhythm of the backfield. In contrast, Jaylen Warren's performance embodies reliability and creativity, turning tight spaces into opportunities and consistently gaining positive yardage. The dynamic between Warren and Kenny Gainwell is shaping into a compelling dual-threat scenario, giving the offense flexibility to adapt to different defensive schemes. This versatility could prove invaluable once the regular season begins, allowing the Steelers to exploit weaknesses in opposing defenses while maintaining balance and unpredictability. Defensively, the unit is showing glimpses of potential greatness, but the camp environment has made clear that refinement is still required. Linebackers are testing gaps, adjusting angles, and communicating with precision. Yet there are moments when coverage assignments are missed or timing between defenders falters. The secondary is particularly under scrutiny, as receivers consistently test routes and break off patterns at speed, challenging both anticipation and reaction. The coaching staff is methodical, providing detailed feedback, film sessions, and drills designed to address these issues systematically. The encouraging factor is the players' response. They're engaged, receptive, and determined to elevate their performance. Special teams, too, are proving their value, with coverage units executing assignments cleanly and return specialists demonstrating vision and agility. Every punt, kickoff, and field goal attempt is a test of discipline and focus, with players learning to anticipate blocks, adjust to opposing formations, and maintain lane integrity. These details, often invisible to casual fans, can make the difference in tight games, and the Steelers' attention to them signals a commitment to excellence across every facet of the team. The balance of physical skill, situational awareness, and mental toughness required for special teams is evident, reinforcing the overall culture of accountability and preparation. Leadership emerges as a central theme throughout camp. Veteran players are mentoring rookies, reinforcing concepts, and modeling professional behavior both on and off the field. Aaron Rodgers' presence is particularly impactful, not just through performance, but through communication, encouragement, and example. His ability to remain calm under pressure while guiding younger players through mistakes is fostering confidence, allowing rookies to take calculated risks and develop without fear of failure. Coach Tomlin's leadership complements this dynamic, emphasizing discipline, resilience, and adaptability. Together, these elements are shaping a cohesive environment where accountability and trust are paramount. Another critical factor in evaluating camp performance is the integration of schemes and playbooks. The Steelers are testing multiple formations, adjusting personnel packages, and evaluating situational plays with a level of detail that underscores the strategic complexity of the NFL. Every snap is a learning opportunity, and the constant rotation of players ensures that everyone is tested under various circumstances. This approach helps identify players capable of handling diverse roles while also revealing areas that require additional focus. It's a meticulous process, but one that promises dividends once the regular season begins. The mental aspect of preparation cannot be overstated. Practices are not just about physical execution. They're about decision-making, reading defenses, adjusting on the fly, and maintaining focus under stress. Rookies like Caleb Johnson are navigating these mental demands while veterans refine and reinforce their instincts. The combination of mental acuity and physical skill creates a foundation for a team capable of responding dynamically to any situation. Coaches are emphasizing the importance of film study, pre-snap reads, and post-practice reflection, creating an ecosystem where improvement is continuous and deliberate. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have begun to swirl around the NFL landscape, hinting at what could be a seismic shift for the Pittsburgh Steelers' defensive scheme, as rumors suggest that Fred Warner, widely regarded as one of the most cerebral and physical linebackers in the league, might be stepping into a role that could redefine the very identity of the Steelers' linebacker core. The chatter indicates that Warner, nicknamed the Iron Warrior for his relentless pursuit of excellence and near-robotic consistency on the field, could assume a commanding presence in the Steelers' middle of the field, an area historically dominated by tough, instinct-driven defenders who could read plays before they fully unfolded. Analysts are pointing out that this potential move would not only inject an immediate boost of leadership and tactical acumen into Pittsburgh's defense, but also signal a strategic pivot toward a more dynamic, versatile scheme that could challenge offenses across the league. Fans and commentators alike are speculating on how Warner's understanding of offensive tendencies, combined with his physical prowess and sideline-to-sideline range, could transform the Steelers' approach, allowing them to disguise coverages, tighten gaps, and become a unit that operates with both aggression and intelligence. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the mere possibility of Warner taking command has created a buzz that mixes excitement with cautious anticipation, as insiders hint at behind-the-scenes discussions that could culminate in a highly impactful signing or positional realignment in the upcoming season. The speculation surrounding Warner's potential role with the Steelers intensifies when considering his track record of leadership and game-changing instincts. Known for his ability to diagnose plays in real time and adjust his positioning with surgical precision, Warner has consistently elevated the performance of his teammates, turning ordinary defensive alignments into highly effective units capable of stifling even the most sophisticated offenses. Pittsburgh has long been recognized for its commitment to defensive tradition, and integrating a player of Warner's caliber into the middle of the field could be a signal that the franchise is preparing to blend that storied legacy with modern, adaptable strategies. Rumors hint that conversations between Warner and Steelers coaching staff may have included discussions about his potential influence not just on the field, but off it, mentoring younger players and shaping the next generation of defensive playmakers. If these whispers bear fruit, the Steelers could emerge with a linebacker anchor who brings both a physical presence capable of matching elite running backs and tight ends, as well as a cerebral approach that allows for pre-snap recognition and rapid adaptation. The NFL community is already buzzing with speculation about how Warner's hypothetical presence could influence game plans, rotations, and even the type of personnel the Steelers might draft to complement his skill set, creating an atmosphere charged with anticipation for what could be a defining chapter in Pittsburgh's defensive narrative. In addition to tactical considerations, the idea of Fred Warner leading the middle of the field evokes visions of a cultural shift within the Steelers' locker room, as insiders suggest that his reputation for professionalism, discipline, and meticulous preparation could set new standards for a team already known for toughness and cohesion. Observers have noted that a player of Warner's caliber often transcends his position, becoming the focal point of team identity and a catalyst for elevating overall performance, fostering a mindset where preparation meets opportunity. Reports circulating through social media and insider networks suggest that Warner's potential arrival in Pittsburgh is generating conversations about how his leadership style could influence off-season programs, training regimens, and even game day communication protocols, particularly in situations where rapid defensive adjustments are required. While it remains uncertain whether these discussions will materialize into official announcements, the mere possibility has sparked debates about the Steelers' future defensive philosophy, with some pundits arguing that Warner's presence could allow for more aggressive blitz packages, improved coverage versatility, and a more proactive approach to anticipating offensive schemes. The notion of Warner as a defensive commander conjures excitement among fans, as the idea of combining instinct, preparation, and sheer athleticism in a single leader resonates with Pittsburgh's long-standing identity, blending tradition with the potential for a revitalized, modernized defensive approach that keeps opponents perpetually off balance. Adding to the intrigue, rumors suggest that Warner's integration into the Steelers' middle could have far-reaching implications for roster construction and draft strategies, as team executives might prioritize complementary pieces designed to maximize his impact. Analysts speculate that his presence would not only influence positional matchups, but also dictate shifts in secondary alignment, linebacker rotations, and even defensive line schemes, ensuring that Warner's skill set is fully leveraged across all levels of the defense. Sources close to the situation hint that scouting departments are considering long-term plans that revolve around Warner's potential leadership, imagining a defense where communication flows seamlessly, assignments are executed with precision, and mismatches are systematically exploited. The hypothetical scenario of Warner leading the middle sparks discussion about how other teams might respond strategically, forcing opponents to reconsider the timing of passes, the design of running plays, and the deployment of personnel in ways that previously may not have been necessary. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh's fan base appears electrified by the notion of acquiring or repositioning a player whose reputation combines physical dominance with intellectual mastery of the game, imagining a defense that is not only resilient, but also highly adaptable, capable of neutralizing threats before they can materialize. The ripple effects of such a move extend beyond the immediate field of play, hinting at organizational shifts that prioritize strategic ingenuity, player development, and an emphasis on creating a culture where preparation and instinct coexist in perfect harmony. As these speculations continue to circulate, the NFL world remains captivated by the possibility of Fred Warner assuming a central role in Pittsburgh's defensive strategy, with rumors suggesting that final discussions may be imminent and that insiders are closely monitoring interactions between the linebacker and key coaching figures. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.